In this section, I'm going to show you how to install and configure the Apache server on the Windows platform. So I'm going to switch over to my Windows instance here. And on my desktop, I have downloaded the version 2.2.4 executable on the Win32 x86 platform. So I'm going to go ahead and double click on this. You'll see here a fairly standard looking installation wizard. I'm going to click Next. And I'm going to look at the terms here, and obviously you'll want to read through all of these terms to make sure you know what you're getting into. I'm going to go ahead and accept these terms and click Next. This is a part of the installation wizard called Read This First, which contains some very good information that you should read before you install the Apache server program. But we're going to go ahead and for now click Next. So here we're talking about the domain, and again the fully qualified domain name here referred to as the server name. So I'm just going to use my example, mydomain.org, my server name, server.mydomain.org. And let's just say, for example, that my administrator's email address is admin@mydomain.org. Here we have the option to install Apache HTTP server for all users or only for the current user. Now you'll notice that, as we talked about previously, that the all users option will install it as a service, and that is recommended so that it's running all the time. So we're going to go ahead and take that option and click Next. Here we have our setup type, typical and custom, and it goes into a little more detail about what typical does versus what custom does. You'll notice that a typical program installation does not install the headers and libraries for compiling modules. So I'm going to go ahead and click Next because that suits my purposes just fine. Here it has the standard installation path that we talked about previously. We're going to go ahead and install to the standard place. Click Next. And it's going to give me the option here to go back if necessary, but I'm going to go ahead and install. And it says it has completed successfully, so I'm just going to go ahead and hit Finish. Now you'll notice in the bottom right hand corner in the taskbar that I have a little hat looking thing that if I browse over it with my mouse, it says Running All Apache Services. Now if I right click on that, it shows me Apache 2, and then it gives me the options to stop and restart. So that's just basically a little shortcut that allows me to start, stop, and restart the server if I need to quickly. Next I'm going to go into the control panel, and I'm going to show you how to administer the services through the service panel in control panel. So you'll notice here that I went into control panel and clicked on the administrative tools function. Next I clicked on services, and listed here, lo and behold, is the Apache 2 service with a status of started. So I'm just going to go ahead and double click on that. You'll see some useful information here. For example, the startup type is automatic, meaning it's going to start every time the computer is turned on and Windows is started. I have the option to stop here, and I will go ahead and stop that to show you what it does. So it stops the service, so the server is not available at the time, but I'm going to go ahead and restart that. Another thing I wanted to show you here is under the Logon tab, you'll notice that it says here Logon as local system account. This is where you need to go in and change this to whatever account you want to use the Apache server to log in with, and we do recommend that you go ahead and do this. So this just shows you a quick and easy way that you can stop and start and do some basic administration functions on Apache server on the Windows platform.